Okay, so let's walk through the process of making a WordPress child theme. I'm going to make a child theme for 2017. So I made a new directory called 2017-child. And in that directory, I have two files, functions.php and style.css. Now let's take a look at these files here. I'm going to go to the codex, and for the style sheet, I'm going to take this bit of code out. And it's always nice to go back and refer to the codex for stuff because it changes over time. So if you've been doing this, if you were using it, doing it the same way every time for years and years and years, chances are you're not doing it in the newest, most up-to-date way. So it's always good to keep referring back to the codex. So I'm going to change the name, call it 2017. And I'm going to put an indicator in here. I'm going to say web d410. I don't have a URI, and the description is going to be class assignment. Okay, the authors, that's me. And then you can put it, if you have a website that you want to include, you can put that in there. And then the template here, this refers to the directory of your parent theme. So I have to go back and look at what the directory name is. And paste that in here. Okay, I'm going to take these items out. And for the text domain, it's going to be 2017 child. Okay. And then let's take a look at the functions.php file. So I'm going to go down to part 3 here. And I'm going to take this second section here. Okay, and since this is a PHP file, right now this is not going to execute because I'm missing PHP opening and closing tags. Okay, and with PHP files, one thing about PHP files is that they will output if anything that's not enclosed in the PHP will be outputted as like just text. So if I went like this, for example, it's going to output actually these 2 lines, and that can actually break your code. So you want to make sure that you don't have any extra spaces in your PHP. Okay, and you don't want any spaces above or below. And now if we look at what's going on here, it has a parent handle. Okay, and let's take a look at so we can see what's happening there. Let's take a closer look at the WP&Q script. So you can see WP&Q style here. It has a handle. This is the code reference inside WordPress that allows you programmatically to access the style sheet. It has the location of the file, has an array of dependencies. It has a version number, and the version number is helpful because if you've made a change to your style sheet, it often won't appear to a visitor that's returning to your site if they already have your old style sheet cached in their browser. What adding the version number does is it'll add a query string at the end of the style sheet name, and it will effectively change the name of the file and encourage a reload. I don't want to say force a reload because there's really no way to force a browser to reload. You can't force it to do anything, but you can tell it, you can give it instructions to do it, and that's basically what you're doing here. And then you can change media to all as the default. Now, in terms of which ones are required here, the handle is required, and the source is required. The other items are all optional. Okay, so let's return to our code here. So we have my theme styles. Okay, so let's change the name of this to So the problem with using the default names right out of the codex is that let's say you made plugin, you made a custom plugin, and then you made another custom plugin, and you added these two custom plugins into the same site, and they're both using these same function names. It's going to cause a collision version. So what we're going to do here is let's change this from child style to 2017 child style. Okay, and then the other thing, the most important thing we have to change is this parent style handle. And the way we get this handle here is I'm going to go into 2017, and I'm going to open up the functions file. Okay, and in order to find the handle, I'm going to do a find for the enqueue function to see where it's enqueued. And I can see it's enqueued a few different styles. I'm going to go with this one, 2017 style. So I'm going to change parent style to 2017 style. And now let's go inside WordPress. Let's refresh. Let's look for that 2017 child. There we go. And now I can see it's enqueued. Now what we can do is we can view the source, and we can actually see what's been enqueued, and we can check to make sure everything is loading what we think is supposed. We can make sure that everything we think is supposed to be loaded is actually loaded. So you can see there's some things that have been loaded. You know, by default, WordPress loads a bunch of styles, and there's a plugin here that has a CSS file. Here's the 2017 style CSS. So this is the parent child. Sorry, this is the parent theme here. And it's all there, good. And then 2017's. Okay, and that's there.